Sweens, what a few days we've had. The celebrations are going to continue this week, but can you just sum up how you feel that Hartlepool United are back in the Football League?
Yeah, mixture of proud and relieved, really. It's been a difficult 4 years, I think, for everyone. But the rewards of being back in the EFL are there for everyone to see, not just for the football club, but for the town itself. There's a feel-good factor back, but relieved as well, because we were a fingertip and a width of the bar away from possibly remaining at the level we were at. So yeah, the mixture of them emotions.
We were just talking to Ryan Donaldson there, and obviously we were saying how much it means to the likes of him, and Fevs have been around a while, but for the likes of yourself and Buster, who have been here since the beginning of everything, I mean, it means so much to you guys, doesn't it? And to see, obviously I know you're not on the pitch anymore, but to see your work and the effort come off, you must be so proud.
Yeah, I think, speaking for me and Buster, we're immersed in it because we live in the town as well, so it's not just a case of a Saturday or a Tuesday night or a training day being around the place. We're in the town more or less 24/7, so whether it be the postman, the butcher, wherever it is, everyone's got a passing interest within what happens on the pitch. There might not necessarily be fans, but a positive football club within the town always affects everyone in a positive way. So yeah, for us especially, it's been like I say, it's been a tough few years, but we're back to where we feel as though we need to be. But I think it's important now that we learn the lessons from what happened and make sure they're not repeated.
Just reflecting on the game a little bit, obviously going 1-0 up and controlling quite a bit of the game, and obviously they start coming back into it and it's edging closer to full time, and then Coverland obviously comes up and scores. What are you thinking then? Because it almost felt like we'd just been beaten, really.
It was tough, and I think that's the biggest compliment you can pay the players. Regarding the game, we didn't start too well. We get to the goal. I thought then we looked a little bit more comfortable. We were controlling things. Yes, Torquay had a fair go at us over the period of the game, but felt in control. Second half we got pinned back, but again you've got to credit the opposition for that. They changed slightly in terms of being even more direct and getting more bodies forward, because obviously they're chasing the game a little bit, and that pinned us back a little bit. But I thought we'd rode through it, and I've got to be honest, in the added time, my thoughts were then going to what's happening now, probably prematurely looking back on it. But like I said earlier there, I think that's where the credit comes to the players, because there's conceding a 94th minute goal to an outfield player, which is devastating enough. For the goalkeeper score, I think that's doubly tough, and there was a time there where I thought that'd be difficult to come back for the players, but fair play in the extra time. I thought they dealt with that disappointment well, moved on from it, and then penalties went our way.
You talk about penalties, your first two, Featherstone and Armstrong, who you probably put your house on, whacking the back of the net, they both miss, and at that point are you thinking, obviously Coverland scored and saved two penalties, are you thinking this is just not our day?
Yeah, I think it's called football fate. You look at it, he scores in the 94th minute, he saves a couple of penalties against arguably our two best penalty takers. So it's written, isn't it? You can see the headlines, you can see all the celebrations at the end. It's going through your mind that this is his day. But again, the lads stuck in there, the likes of Shelts and Ryan especially, who I'm really pleased for as club captain, who's probably not got the minutes that he thought he might have, and probably warranted at times this season as well. For him to step up in a pressure penalty and put that away was fantastic. So yeah, we managed to hang in there enough, and thankfully I think that the save from Brad was fantastic, just to get something on, because the lad hit it quite well. It wasn't the worst penalty I've seen, and the noise of it hitting the bar and what preceded there, what went on after that was fantastic.
Their keeper given a few mind games as the lad stepped up. If that was you whacking one past him, would you be giving a bit back?
Yes, probably. I think that's more the relief of probably scoring, but I can't knock him for that. He's Torquay's goalkeeper. He wants Torquay to go through, and whatever advantage he can get, he's going to try and get. The only thing I will say is when you do that and it doesn't go your way, you put yourself out there a little bit. But no, fair play to him. He tried his best, but our lads stood up to it and got the job done.
You said earlier on, you know how much this means to the town, being in the town. Was it a little bit though surreal going down to Millennium Square on that night, being in and around the fans and just seeing how much that meant to them?
Yeah, I think you've got an idea of what it means to people, but when you're actually, we use the term immersed in it, and we were right in the middle of it, and it was a relatively small fraction of our fan base, to be fair, but it felt like everything. And I think it's always important that you don't distance yourself from that, because they might not have been in the stadium, but they played a massive part of it throughout the season, whether that be social media positivity, whether that be singing outside the ground, which they have done a couple of times, and just generally supporting the club through season ticket sales, shirt sales, and stuff like that. So I think it was nice to celebrate with them a little bit as well.
Looking towards next season now, because it's only just right around the corner. It seems like we certainly have, the players, the squad, the staff to not just settle for a relegation fight next season, but to really solidify our place in the Football League.
Yeah, I think it'd be foolish just to set targets of just saying, well, what would it be? Third bottom would be success. We don't know how the season's going to pan out. Setting no targets. What we need to do is we need to recruit well. We need to retain our best players if we possibly can, and we need to build on what we've done last season, but also understand that winning's got a nasty habit of disappearing quite quickly if you don't do the processes right. So we'll carry on the work that we believe is right. As I say, recruitment will be key, and as the season progresses, then we'll start defining what the target is.
That exciting time of the year almost feels like Christmas sometimes. The fixtures came out this morning. What's your initial reaction to them?
Yeah, you can't grumble at it. I suppose there's not a Hartlepool fan that would have grumbled really, as long as it was an EFL fixture list. I think they'd have took that, but starting at home, ending at home, Scunthorpe away for the fancy dress for the fans, the Christmas schedule, it all seems pretty positive for us really. So no complaints. I'm looking forward to it.
Sweens, thanks very much.
No problem.